Hi guys, this is Jeff and Alexa, and we're in the Monterey Bay area at a garden that's got quite a few smaller growing leucadendrons, the ones that get 3 to 4 feet tall and 4 to 5 feet across depending on pruning, not the tall leucadendrons like Safari Sunset and Red Gem and Safari Gold Strike. And we did a video on the Red Gem / Safari Sunset a while back and showed you how to prune the big ones. So these are the lower growing ones. So this is early May, and we're going to take these back and shape them so they're nicer, fuller plants. You can see this one here is Leucadendron Duet, and it's already started to get new growth. And so we're going to cut that new growth off to shape it. We're going to go back into growth from the previous year, actually 2 years ago. We're going to cut down further. You can see down in here, bigger stems, and that's the beauty of leucadendrons in the Protea family. They can take more pruning and harder pruning, whereas a lot of the other proteas and leucospermums, even grevilleas to a certain degree, can't take it. And there's another one here. This is called Dragon Eye. It's a male flower. It's very showy. We're going to shape this one. You can see it's starting to stretch out. And then behind is one called Red Tulip, and it's already got new growth on it. So May is a good month. Sometimes you're going to be cutting off the new growth, but you're going to get growth wherever you make the cut. So you're going to keep the plants less rangy by doing this. And over here in the back is Maui Sunset. You can see the old flowers, the inflorescence. They're still really waxy looking, but they've lost their bright golden color. And then the last one over here is a real popular lower growing one called Blush. You can see the cones and the flowers are fading. And this one doesn't have hardly any new growth yet. It's just starting, but we're going to redirect the growth and not have it come out right below the old flowers. We're going to have the new growth come out down lower on the stem. So this will be a much better shaped plant. So as we go back to the first one, Duet, Alexa's going to start making some cuts. And she's going to make a bigger cut down here, and that's where the new growth's going to come. So that's from 2 years ago, and she's going to stagger and make another cut, and then in here. Okay, now further up, she'll make cuts just in this last year's growth, and going to stagger those cuts. You don't want to make the cuts right across from each other because you'll get groups of new branches adjacent to each other. You want to have them, you can do it if they're further apart, but if they're closer together, you're going to want to stagger your cuts. Now she's going down here. Okay, so yeah. All right, I'm going to stand back a bit here. Okay, so this plant's going to really transform, and we're going to come back after we've done it and show you what the plant looks like. You can see it's pretty wide and rangy, and it's going to be shaped, and it's going to be a kind of a mound, a low mound when we get done with it. And then we'll go over and we'll do the Dragon Eye. She's going ahead to keep cutting. We're going to do this. Now this one, I'm going to have her make a few cuts to show you. She's going to cut this. She's not going to cut as far as back. She's going to cut just this last year's growth below it. It's going to be more delicate. Yeah, so she's staggering her cuts. And she's not making as big of stem cuts. You can see the stems are a lot slimmer here. Okay, so that's what she's doing on this one. So this one's going to be more of a trim. The other one's going to be more of a military kind of haircut. The first one, Duet. This one, Dragon Eye. is going to be a lighter cut, more of a trim cut. And then we're going to slide over here to Lush, and that's going to be last year. So she's going to cut down below the flower clusters. So that's where the new growth will come out. And she's going to stagger her cuts. You can always go back and recut and make the staggers a little more pronounced. Okay, so that's what she's doing here. She can do a few up here so you can see. Yeah, just take the time to stagger the cuts. Yeah, there, that's a good stagger right there. That's higher. Okay, so that's the idea of what we're doing on this one. This is a medium trim. Not as a light trim as over here. And then the heavy, more military cut was the first one we started with. Okay, then the last one over here is Maui Sunset. And she's gonna do a combination of this last year's growth and the year before. But you can see if we didn't prune these, which happens a lot in gardens, they're going to, and she'll touch and show you where they're gonna flower. They're gonna actually put the new branches out below, right below the old flowers. And so they'll just keep getting more stretched and stretched. And by cutting, you stop that. And in that one, she's gonna make a big cut. That's a big cut down there to shape it and make it more contained and more compact.
This is a damaged branch, so I'm removing it.
Okay. It's cut, it's probably got broke.
Yeah.
By a gardener or a dog. Okay, so yeah, these flowers have lost their yellowy cream color in the bracts, and so now it's a good time to cut. You don't want to probably do this after July if you can, because you want plenty of time for all the new growth to come out and start to get hardened off if you have frosts. Some areas don't have to worry about that, others do. And in general, Leucadendrons are the more frost hardy of the Protea family. Some of the grevilleas are really frost hardy, the grevilleas with gray leaves in particular. So she's going to shape this, staggering her cuts. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back. We're going to prune these plants. There's a total of, what do we have here? Is it 4 or 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's a good number. And we're going to do these, and then we'll come back and show you the finished results. And you'll see what we've been up to and how we're going to make these plants look better for future flowering. Okay, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in a little bit. Bye. Hey guys, we're back. Hey Lex. So we've been working together and pruned these 5 Leucadendrons and shaped them. Again, these are the lower growing varieties that'll stay under 4 feet, as opposed to the taller growing varieties, which definitely get taller than 6 feet. So let's take a look. Here's the one Duet, which is kind of a sprawly grower. So we really shaped it back. And you can see here that we shaped it back. We made some bigger cuts like here, and these are medium cuts. So we cut off growth from the last 2, at least the last 2 seasons, not just last season, but the season before, since it hadn't been pruned. And then we'll go over here to the more compact one called Dragon Eyes. And this one we pretty much just cut the last season's growth. And you'll see there's really no old flowers hardly at all on any of these with the cones and the bracts. This has a few little brown cones. They'll just fall off. And then we go back to the red tulip. It has a cousin called golden tulip. This is the red tulip. This is last season's growth. We thinned it out some, and there's maybe 2 seasons back growth, some of these bigger branches down in here. So we shaped it as best we could, and it should fill out nicely and have lots of new flowers. Actually, bracts and cones are what they are. this coming fall. And then we go over here to blush. You can see it's shaped. We basically just cut off last season's growth. A few bigger cuts down in here were 2 seasons back growth. So we stand back, it's nicely shaped. And then back here was the taller one. This one's Maui Sunset. And you can see there was full of old flowers. I say flowers, but they're really not flowers. They're cones, which is part of the flower structure, and then bracts, which are the base of the flowers. And the bracts are what color up so nicely. They're called bracts. It's really involucral leaves, but nobody says that hardly, except maybe botanists do. So we just say bracts, and I think that's nicely accepted. Bracts and cones. And then we'll call it the flower too. What the heck. So that one is shaped nicely. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about an hour's worth of work for the 2 of us, and that includes all the cleanup, and that also includes a green waste, which was empty, which is full of prunings from this last hour. So here we go, waiting for the new growth, for the fall blooms all the way through winter. We're going to enjoy it when it comes. Thanks guys, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.